Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vanessa. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a quick January wrap up and my February TBR, which is kind of more like a pile of possibilities. So let's start with the wrap up. So in January, I read 13 books and I'm hoping to finish one more. So today is January 31st and I just started this book last night. So I'm really hopeful that I can finish it today and really just wrap up the month pretty nicely, but we'll see. So I started out the year with my reread of Fourth Wing, which I also then followed up with Iron Flame in preparation for Onyx Storm. But I still haven't finished Onyx Storm because I got kind of sucked into other things and other projects, so I will be carrying this book over into February with me. Then I started a buddy read with Bree. We read We Could Be Rats by Emily Austen. We both had this as an arc, and then I ended up getting this through Book of the Month. So I ended up reading this one and really enjoyed it. Then Winterween kind of kicked off, and if you want to see a little bit more of my thoughts on each of the books that I read, I do have a vlog. I'll link that up in the cards above. I read 3 books for Winterween, so I started with a buddy read of Lights Out with my friend Sarah. Then I read Malice House, which was a library book, and then I also read My Best Friend's Exorcism. Then I read another NetGalley arc, which was the Host for Prose book club pick for January. If you're not sure what the Host for Prose book club is, it is a book club that my friend Bree and I run here on BookTube. You can find the Discord link down below. You can join us for next month's book club and all that fun stuff. But we read The Baby Dragon Cafe, and that was super duper cute. And then after that, I started a vlog. I tried to squeeze it in. It was supposed to come out on January 20th, but I was like, oh, I've got so much stuff going on. I've been so busy that I just am doing it here and there. So I read so far Summer Frost by Blake Crouch. I read Something to Remember by Willow Winters, and then I have started another NetGalley arc called 20% Stud, 80% Muffin. That one's the one that's in progress still. Then my vlog got a little interrupted by the Book of the Month Reading Challenge week, which we are on the very last day of so far. Over the past week, I have completed 4 books. This will be a little sneak peek for those of you who are interested in seeing my vlog for the week, but I read The Golden Couple by Sarah Pekkanen and Greer Hendricks. Then I read When I'm Dead by Hannah Morrissey, Margot's Got Money Troubles by Ruby Thorpe, and last night I finished Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. And I am currently working my way through The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I'm, probably like 20-ish% maybe into it. So this will be another book that I am carrying over into February with me. So my favorite new read out of the month, because I did reread a couple books, but my favorite new read was Margot's Got Money Troubles. I gave this one 4.75 stars, so that actually beat out the rereads that I did. And sadly, my least favorite book of the month was When I'm Dead by Hannah Morrissey. So I gave this one 2 stars. So we're going to do a little goals check-in as well, because if you've watched my goals video, which I will also link up above, I had 5 main goals that I wanted to work on throughout the year, and some of them might change as some of the things drop off, so I'll get to that in a second. But one of my goals was to read 2 unwrapped books. If you recall, I ended up having to unwrap 3 books this month because one of the little paper slips that I drew from my jar said draw another book. So I ended up reading 1 out of the 3 books, which was Vampires of El Norte. The other 2 are going to go on to my February TBR, and if I don't read them, they will be unhauled automatically. The next goal was to read my book club's pick, and I accomplished that. Very easy goal to accomplish when you're one of the hosts of the book club. Continue one series. I had a couple that I wanted to continue. The big one that I wanted to continue was Onyx Storm, and I technically did continue. I just didn't finish it. So I don't know, this is like half completed. Because the idea behind the goal was to finish a book in a series, like complete a series book. The next goal was to read 3 NetGalley books. So I read 2 and I've started a 3rd. So the 2 arcs that I read were We Could Be Rats and The Baby Dragon Cafe. The 3rd book I started is 20% Stud, 80% Muffin. And then the very last goal that I have is dependent on my subscription boxes, like however many I get in the box. So in January, I purchased 2 books. I purchased We Could Be Rats and The Favorites. So my goal was to read 2 book subscription boxes. It didn't matter really where they came from, but I ended up reading 4 books for the Book of the Month reading challenge, which definitely I smashed that goal. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I smashed that one. So I don't know. I feel like I kind of accomplished my goals this month. Now, on to my February TBR. So let's start with the books that are on the chopping block. So as I said, I unwrapped 3 books from January and only one of them was read, which was Vampires of El Norte. So the 2 books that did not get read were Hidden Pictures and Payback's a Witch. So I need to read both of these this month or they will automatically get on hold, and that's sad because I'm really looking forward to this one. These got to be prioritized first this month. So I put them at the start of my TBR cart as in like, hey, these need to get done. Speaking of unwrapped books, let's go ahead and see what my next 2 books, possibly 3 books, are going to be. And yes, I'm going to continue to unwrap books every month, even if I haven't read the ones from the previous month, because the whole idea is that if I'm not reading them, I'm going to unhaul them. So I have my little jar here. Try to shuffle them up a little bit, and I'll go get the books in a minute. So I pulled out 2 so far. So, you know, I'm not cheating. We have number 5 and 25. So I'm going to go grab those and see what books I'll be adding to my TBR this month. So I'm back with the books. We have numbers 5 and 25. So I'm going to start with number 5 here. Let's see what it is. Ooh. This doesn't help me for this month, but that's okay. So, I have Yerba Buena by Nina LaCour. Okay, so this one I know is very short. It is less than 300 pages, and it's a smaller book, so this might be okay. And we have number 25 here. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste. I don't know how to say this last name. So these are my 2 unwrapped books for the month. Yes, one is much smaller, so exciting. So this month I also am adding a couple more wrapped books. I wanted to drop a little hint about a video idea that I'm going to be doing in February, which is basically to read blind dates with a book. I got these through Probably Smut. You would have seen me unbox these in my Bookish Christmas haul. I'm obviously going to unwrap these books in that vlog, so you'll just have to stay tuned. But these are the 2 books that I got. So you just have to stay tuned and see what I get, because I'm not going to unwrap these till I start that vlog, which, by the way, if you're not subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more of my content, and don't forget to hit the like button while you're here. In terms of video content, I am planning to finish 20% Stud, 80% Muffin, and I do have a couple of buddy reads planned. One of them I want to do like a little spoilery vlog for. So I have Aaron's Obsession with Alisha, and then Blood of Hercules with Brittany and Neva. Okay, next we're gonna go kind of like by my 2025 reading goals. So we have the Host Repose book club pick for February, which was my choice since it's my birthday month. We're gonna be reading Give Me Butterflies by Jillian Meadows. This is another arc that I have through NetGalley. So what is this book about? Millie loves her job as a kick-ass entomology curator, inspiring museum visitors every day. She even has an interview for the department director position so she can take on an even bigger role in the museum. She refuses to be distracted by her grumpy coworker with his permanent scowl, bright blue eyes, and nerdy astronomy ties. Not that she spent much time noticing any of those things. Finn Ashford doesn't mean to glare at everyone, but he's juggling his job at the museum, navigating the grief of losing his sister, attempting to make his nieces smile, and not ruin dinner for the 5th night in a row. When Millie stumbles through the door of her interview, her eyes scan the committee and land on the one man that could derail her promotion. But it just so happens that he's also the one man that could make all her dreams come true. Give Me Butterflies is a slow burn, single guardian romance. This steamy story features a handsome grump who seems to only smile for his nieces, an anxious curator finding the confidence to believe in herself, and a cast of endearing, meddling side characters. It's full of swoony moments, nerdy banter, and enough fiery tension to light the museum ablaze. So it sounds like it's gonna be like really cutesy. I thought that was perfect like for Valentine's Day, reading a romance, so we'll see. This did get released a while ago, but I think it's getting like republished with a new cover. They made the cover of the book a little bit brighter and changed up the character looks a little bit. So I'm very excited to read this one, especially because the new cover looks like a lot more appealing and enticing. In terms of my goal for finishing or continuing on in a series, I'm gonna either try to finish out Heat of the Everflame or Onyx Storm. I'm through both of them. So I'm just prolonging both because I don't want them to end, and I know like I just need to finish them. So maybe they'll get read this month. We'll see. For my NetGalley goals, I have this fun little box of paper slips inside them. So there's a lot, okay? And it's gonna help me randomly choose my NetGalley books. I am going to go ahead and draw 3. So I think I got 2 here, and let's go this one. All right, so I got the, okay, this is kind of like read a chapter, try a chapter kind of thing, but it's the Buzz Books 2024 romance. So it's a bunch of romance like samples. So there's that. I got, oh, okay, well this worked out fine because this actually comes out in February. The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune. And the last book is, another book that comes out in February, The Vengeful Dead by Darcy Coates. So I think I got 3 pretty good books to focus on between the romance and also some February 2025 releases. I was at the library yesterday and I saw a couple of books that I do have arcs for, like audio arcs. So I ended up just getting the physical book as well in case I had time to maybe like fit them in as like just like pile of possibilities. So I have Keep Me by Sarah Kate and Look on the Bright Side by Kirsten Higgins. So possibilities, we'll see. Then I did purchase 2 book of the month books for February. Well, I guess I technically only purchased 1 because the other one was a free credit because it's my birthday month. If you've been hanging out in the Host for Pros Discord, you know that we have a Fairy Loot reading challenge coming up in February. I'll have the announcement video out for that sometime in the next few days or the next week, but it's another great reason to stick around and participate, especially if you've got a nice little backlog of Fairy Loot books. But I have 2 books that I would like to read from Fairy Loot at least, just because I did purchase 2 from Book of the Month. So, you know, whatever book subscription it is, I'm gonna try to read 2 books from some book subscription box that I have. And then finally, this last thing isn't a goal, but it's more of like a fun thing that I wanted to do with some of my friends. So I asked a couple of people to recommend some books to me for my birthday month, kind of like getting a book recommendation as a gift rather than like a physical or a material gift. And I thought this could be a fun way to talk about some of my favorite booktubers. So like, you know, I'm gonna mention them here and then learn more about their reading tastes and just enjoy something with them together, like in a fun kind of way. Like they've enjoyed these books and they've enjoyed them so much they've recommended them to me, so I hope that I enjoy them too, and then we have something to talk about. So Bree from The Booktrovert recommended The Butterfly Garden. Kelsea from Reads with Kelsea recommended Blue Sisters by Coco Malors. Leandra from Leandra the TBR Zero recommended Hunt the Stars by Jessie Mahalik. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Quinn from Quinny Reads had a couple of recommendations. So one of them was Beautiful Ugly, and the other one was The Storied Life of AJ Fikry. I'm actually going to go with Beautiful Ugly because I have a audiobook of this one that I won from a giveaway, and it's going to fit a prompt perfectly for the Get a Clue Readathon. My friend Nell from Nell's Next Chapter also recommended a couple. So she recommended Practice Makes Perfect, Things We Never Got Over, and Big Little Lies. I decided to go with Big Little Lies because this seems like a mystery thriller kind of book. I'm not really sure. Oh, a murder. Perfect. It fits perfectly for Get a Clue. So we're gonna go with this one, just so I can get my team some extra points. Katy from I Would Rather Be Reading gave me quite a few books, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna pick for the one Katy gave me, but she gave me Under Lock and Key, One of Us is Dead, The Night Swim, Pretty Girls, and Bourbon and Lies. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna go with yet because it could be more dependent on the room prompts for Get a Clue, which is hosted by Rainy at Rainy Blue Reads. I'll link that announcement video down below in case you're wanting to join. By the way, join Professor Plum with me and Brooklyn from Brooklyn Reads. So I don't know if you could tell, I was trying to wear purple today and I have like some little purple earrings on. So go Professor Plum. Okay, speaking of Clue, I have a few more books that are host favorites that I physically own. Well, one of these I don't physically own. I got it from the library, but I physically have it, and I have the second book as an ARC, so I want to read it, but it also happens to be a host favorite. So I have The Tainted Cup, I have Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke and Other Misfortunes, Mave Fly, and All the Sinners Bleed. So these last three are not necessarily TBR, they're more like pile of possibilities. Like there's no requirement. So if I have some extra time, they fit a prompt, I'm gonna try to read these. I definitely want to get to this one this month for sure. My month is very dependent on Get a Clue. And finally, speaking of Rainy, for some reason, I have this very strong desire to read Quicksilver during Get a Clue. And Rainy has personally hinted to me that there is a prompt that will allow me to read this book. That's a possible hint for all of you detectives out there. Speaking of hints, I have another little hint for you guys. There is one team that really needs to read, as their size will be their downfall. So do with that what you will, but I hope that you come and join the Get a Clue Readathon no matter what team you're on. We're gonna have a lot of fun, friendly competition. We're gonna read lots of books. Anyways, if you've gotten to the end of this video, please leave your team color down below or your team symbol or whatever if you're joining and Get a Clue. If not, let me know if you're gonna join, and if you're on Professor Plum, let me know what you're excited to read. I'm very excited to join along with you. February is an awesome month because obviously I was born in February, so don't forget to hit the like button before you go, subscribe if you're not already, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!